Hi, my name's Adam. I wanted to create a video for you to give you a bit of an explanation as to what personal freedom coaching is. Um, so, at the heart of it is learning an ability to be able to respond to situations as opposed to react into situations. So, with the understanding of emotions at the heart of it, and the most important bit being the E in emotions, which is energy. And once you have an understanding of that, and have a different lens on life, everything starts to change. So if you think of personal freedom coaching, it falls under the umbrella of life coaching. But in traditional life coaching, there tends to be goals set with regards to your personal life and your work life. And whilst those things are important, if you think about those as the leaves of the tree, what personal freedom coaching does is sort out the roots and the trunk. So it's like it gives you a different lens and enables you almost to take yourself out of your own life, sounds a bit weird initially, but when you start to see yourself as more of an energetic being as opposed to a human being, and with practice, it starts to create a sense of freedom within your life and the way you approach situations. So with my experience, I've been on my journey of change for about 10 years or so. And what I do is I help people break down the mental constructs that might be holding them back, and then how that might play out in behavioural patterns. Because I used to suffer from anxiety really badly, and I went on a big experimental journey, which I will save you time doing. And through that, I deduced that the things that were causing me the major problems were fear of abandonment and control. But it was only through an investigation and a long journey that I figured those things out. But once I did, and using those as an example, what happens is that you learn to almost dial down the volatility of your reactions in the present with regards to anxiety, and therefore you don't boil over in that way, and you can kind of hold yourself in your emotions. So the personal freedom coaching works in 3 stages. I'm hesitant to use stages or parts really because they're kind of all mashed up together, and that's why it's confusing, hence needing a coach. But I have to explain them in a line because there's no other way to explain them. And the first stage is liberation, which is understanding the trauma trigger cycle. And the second phase is acceptance, which is, as already mentioned, it's understanding the E in our emotions. And then the third stage is called magnetism. Magnetism happens, and the best way to explain it is if you think about a wire, and if you put more energy through a wire, 2 things happen to it. It gets hot and becomes slightly magnetic. And when you, as a human, understand the E in your emotions, so your emotions more, and you can sit with them, you get more energy in your body in essence, and you can learn to kind of let go and relax into life. And it sounds a bit hippie and perhaps a bit woo-woo initially, but with an understanding of the first 2 phases, it becomes self-evident as we move down into the journey. And so to close this, I think I've got 10 years experience at least doing this work and being on my journey. And before that, I was a designer and very much involved in customer experience and all the psychology and the empathy that comes with doing that. So if this or any of the words that I've just mentioned resonate slightly, or you felt a slight urge in your body to go, oh, that sounds interesting, that's your instincts talking to you. And so what I urge you to do is give me a call. Let's have a chat and see if we can figure out what it is that is getting in your way of living your life how you'd like to. And the journeys that we go on would last, and the little bit initially would be 6-7 months, 12 sessions over that time. And the way we use them is relatively flexible. It becomes intuitive, but the last 4 or 5 would be monthly, certainly, and the ones prior to those would be every 2 weeks, and the first few would be weekly to get us set up and going. And along that journey, you'd have me with WhatsApp support from a voicemail point of view. That's available at all times, obviously kind of within office hours as such. So yeah, if this has resonated with you, I'd love to go on a journey with you, because I know I can help. So yeah, speak to you soon. Cheers.